Have you ever wondered what ancient life was really like? We see skeletons in museums, but those are just the bones of the story. Today, we're digging deeper, uncovering the rarest of the rare fossils ever discovered. These aren't just bones. They're time capsules, capturing moments from millions of years ago in breathtaking detail, and rewriting everything we thought we knew about the prehistoric world. Let's start with the king of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex. We all know its fearsome skeleton, but did you know scientists once found a T-Rex thigh bone that contained something incredible? In 2005, Dr. Mary Schweitzer and her team were forced to break a massive femur to transport it by helicopter. Inside, they didn't just find fossilized bone. They found soft, flexible, transparent tissue that looked like blood vessels. They even found what appeared to be red blood cells. This discovery was revolutionary. It suggested that organic material could survive for 68 million years, a concept that most scientists had considered impossible. It opened up a brand new field of molecular paleontology, giving us a tantalizing glimpse into the actual biology of dinosaurs. But what about the outside of a dinosaur? For decades, we pictured them as scaly, lizard-like creatures. Then came Sinosauropteryx. Discovered in China in the 1990s, this small dinosaur was surrounded by a halo of fuzzy filaments. These were primitive feathers. This was the first concrete evidence that dinosaurs, not just their bird descendants, had feathers. It was a game changer. Suddenly, our image of dinosaurs shifted from green and scaly to vibrant and feathered. This find, and others like it from the Liaoning fossil beds, proved the direct evolutionary link between dinosaurs and modern birds, turning a long-held theory into established fact. From feathers, we move to skin. One of the most famous dinosaur mummies is an Edmontosaurus named Dakota. Found in North Dakota, Dakota wasn't just a skeleton. It was preserved with large patches of fossilized skin, ligaments, and tendons. The skin was so well preserved that scientists could see the pattern of its scales, revealing it had different sized scales on different parts of its body, almost like stripes. This level of detail is almost unheard of. Dakota provided an unprecedented look at the exterior of a dinosaur, helping paleontologists understand how they moved and what their skin was actually like. It's the closest we've come to seeing a dinosaur in the flesh. But what did they eat? Usually, we have to guess based on their teeth, not with Borealopelta, Mark Michelli. This isn't just a fossil. It's a 110-million-year-old armored statue. Discovered accidentally by a Canadian miner, this nodosaur was so perfectly preserved in marine sediments that its armor plates, skin impressions, and even its face are intact. But the truly mind-blowing part was its stomach. Scientists found its last meal perfectly preserved. It consisted almost entirely of specific types of ferns, with just a tiny amount of cycads and conifers. This wasn't just a random mouthful. It showed that this massive herbivore was an incredibly picky eater. This fossil gave us a literal taste of the Cretaceous period. Now, let's zoom in from giants to the incredibly small. Amber, which is fossilized tree resin, is a perfect preservative. It can trap tiny creatures and freeze them in time. In Myanmar, a piece of amber was found containing 2 harvestmen, a type of arachnid, in a very compromising position. They were frozen mid-mating 99 million years ago. This is the oldest evidence of arachnid reproduction ever found. The level of detail is astounding. You can see the male's sexual organ is in direct contact with the female. It's an intimate moment of ancient life, captured forever. Amber doesn't just capture one moment. Sometimes it captures an entire drama. Another piece of Burmese amber holds a truly incredible scene. A tiny, juvenile dinosaur tail, complete with feathers, bone, and soft tissue, alongside an ant. It's thought that the little dinosaur might have gotten its tail stuck in the sticky resin. This is the first time we've ever found dinosaur material preserved in amber. It gave scientists a 3D view of dinosaur feathers, showing their structure was far more complex than previously thought, similar to modern bird feathers. Moving from birth to, well, before birth, let's talk about embryos. Finding dinosaur eggs is rare enough, but finding an embryo inside is the holy grail. Meet baby Yingliang. This fossil is a perfectly preserved oviraptorosaur embryo, tucked inside its egg in a posture identical to that of a modern bird just before hatching. The 72-million-year-old fossil shows the dinosaur's head tucked under its body, with its back curled along the blunt end of the egg. This behavior, called tucking, is crucial for successful hatching in birds. Finding it in a dinosaur embryo provides yet another powerful link in the evolutionary chain connecting dinosaurs and birds. It's a snapshot of behavior, not just anatomy, frozen for eternity. Let's go even further, back in time, before the dinosaurs. Over 500 million years ago, during the Cambrian explosion, life was getting weird. The Burgess Shale in Canada is a treasure trove of these bizarre, early animals, many of which look like they're from another planet. One of the most important finds here is Pikaia. This small, leaf-shaped creature didn't look like much, but it had a very important feature, a primitive backbone or notochord. This makes Pikaia one of the earliest known ancestors of all vertebrates, including fish, amphibians, reptiles, and yes, us. Without this humble little swimmer, the entire course of evolution on Earth might have been completely different. From the first backbones to the first steps on land, fossils have tracked every major leap. In 2004, paleontologists found Tiktaalik, a 375-million-year-old fossil in Arctic Canada. It was the perfect missing link between fish and land animals. It had gills, scales, and fins like a fish. But it also had a flattened skull, a mobile neck, and most importantly, sturdy fins with a bone structure to the limbs of four-legged animals. Tiktaalik was perfectly adapted for life in shallow water, able to do push-ups and prop itself up, looking around. It wasn't a land animal, but it was on the very cusp, showing us exactly how the monumental transition from sea to land began. Finally, we have fossils that preserve not just an animal, but an entire ecosystem. The Messel Pit in Germany is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. This 47-million-year-old oil shale quarry is a fossil Lagerstätte, a site of extraordinary preservation. It has yielded perfectly articulated skeletons of early horses, primates, and bats. But more than that, it preserved fur, feathers, and even the stomach contents of these animals. They've found bats with moths in their stomachs, and an early horse with grape seeds and leaves in its gut. The detail is so fine that scientists can even determine the color of some fossilized insects. The Messel Pit isn't just a collection of fossils. It's a complete, detailed photograph of a tropical Eocene world. From soft tissue in a T-Rex to a dinosaur embryo tucked in its egg, and from picky eaters to the very first steps on land, these incredibly rare fossils are more than just old bones. They are vivid stories, written in stone and amber. They allow us to see, touch, and understand the deep past in ways we never thought possible, reminding us that the history of life on our planet is more dramatic, more bizarre, and more beautiful than we could ever imagine. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through deep time. If you found these fossils as amazing as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the wonders of our world. Let me know in the comments which one of these discoveries blew your mind the most. Until next time, stay curious.